I'll leave this one up to you, Matty, mate. You decide.
Oh, will you now? As much as it absolutely pains me to say.
This is the official Leeds United podcast.
Welcome back to the official Leeds United podcast with me, Emma Jones, and these guys, Matthew Lewis and Jermaine Beckford. Happy New Year, lads. Feels
Happy
a bit
New
weird
Year.
saying that mid-January, but Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas.
When's your cut-off point? When can you no longer say Happy New Year anymore?
When it
Is there a cut-off point? I guess it's
Yeah,
how
I mean,
long
you can't be
it's
saying
been
in June, can you? Like, there's got to be a cut-off at some point.
It's going to be weird, isn't it? Because like you always say it to people you've not seen since New Year's Day or New Year's Eve. So if you see somebody in June, for example, are you still going to say New Year's Eve because you've not seen or spoken to him since?
That's taking a I'd be really annoyed if you did that.
But would you be even more
to be
annoyed
honest,
if somebody hadn't wished you a Happy New Year? Just asking. And everybody else, they say, yeah, their well wishes were amazing. What, you didn't get any? That would be scandalous. It'd have you thinking.
Obviously, lads, Pat is still working away. Hopefully going to be back fit soon and back joining us on the official Leeds United podcast at some point.
Yep.
But it's just nice to see you pair again. I mean, we can't overlook the fact, Matt, that since you've been away, the Harry Potter reunion, that's been aired, hasn't it? You've got to tell us about that because you were all hush-hush. Remember when we tried to quiz you on it?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen it, so I don't even know if I'm in it.
Okay.
Yeah, I can talk about it if you want. You can ask me a question about it. I'll answer it.
I've seen you sitting down. I've seen the picture, and you're sitting down on the front, on the right-hand side, I think, of the actual... Nah, okay, cool. Screenshot. It looked good. I'm just saying, it looked good. If it was you looked good. If it wasn't you, then...
Thanks, mate. That's
Yeah,
good
yeah.
here.
I don't know what to tell you.
I think that was Daniel Radcliffe that there, wasn't it?
Oh, right.
I always get those two mixed up.
Well, do you know what, Matt? It's great that you enjoyed it that much that you've been so keen to watch it yourself.
No, I don't watch anything that I've done.
Why not?
Ever, really? Yeah. Mostly it's because I'm quite hypercritical of anything that I do, and it's just uncomfortable, and I don't enjoy it, and I just spend the whole time going, I wish I'd done that differently. I wish I could do that again. The only time I've ever watched something is if I'm doing a different accent, and I just want to just make sure it's
you've
not.
got it right. Yeah. Like
I mean, it's too late by then. It's on TV, but I just I just want to hear it and go, okay, that's all right. That fine.
So
and
what accents have you had to do?
I've done a few over the years. I played a Cockney police officer in Ripley Street.
Go
Let's
on.
hear it. Go on.
No, I'm not doing it for you now. No,
What do you mean? It's on
they
TV.
don't pay me enough on here to do that. Yeah, well, you can go on Amazon and you can go and hear it yourself, can't you?
Amazon. I have to pay for that.
All Leeds, aren't we? The official Leeds United podcast.
Lads, should we talk about the football?
Yes.
I'm going to do it in reverse order because obviously we're chatting after the FA Cup defeat against West Ham.
Yep.
It's been a few days since that. Have either of you worked out how that goal stood?
Yeah, I have.
Go on.
The guys and girls in the VAR room were
Here we go.
wearing West Ham kits. That's what I've come to.
Right.
That's the conclusion I've come to, because nothing else makes sense.
It's one of the worst VAR decisions I've genuinely ever seen. And, you have things where you go, oh, well, it's his interpretation, it's subjective, and you go, fine.
You could accept.
There is no bit of that I understand how it's even possible they've come to that decision. I just don't, It couldn't have been more offside if it tried. I don't get it at all.
Agreed.
And I think had it been disallowed, I don't think West Ham would have been shocked.
Not at all. Not in the slightest. No way. I would love to hear what the officials and the VAR assistants have to say about it, and the discussions they have while they're deciding what's going on. Why have you pulled it up? Why have you stopped the play? What are you looking at? Why are you looking at that? That's what I want to know. And not as a Leeds United fan, but as a football fan, that's what I would like to know. They do it in all other sports. So what's the issue? What's the problem? But we also have the length of time it takes for them to get to a conclusion as well. And that's absolutely something that I cannot fathom. It's meant to be, VAR is meant to be in there to help us decide whether a decision, a situation is clear and obvious, something that the referee's missed that is clear and obvious. If it's taking you more than 45 seconds, a minute, that's not clear and obvious. It's not. So therefore, it should just be dismissed and goes in our favour.
You're right. And I think that a lot of the frustration comes with, well, as we've said, is we just don't know what it is they're looking for or looking at. And there's no communication there. And, we understand as football fans, or at least the majority of us understand, that the laws of the game are, they're intricate. There is lots of technicalities, and that referees have to work through all this. But we therefore need to know that, are they changing? Is there a new way of interpreting it? Like that offside that we're talking about there with Leeds there is, maybe they've got it right. Maybe there's a new rule we don't know about. Well, then we as fans need to know. The players need to know. The managers need to know. They need to come out and just explain to us so that we can all be on the same page. Or this frustration of not understanding what it is they're disallowing goals for or giving goals for is going to make the whole situation worse. It's just communication, really.
Completely.
Why do you think, when you do see it in other sports where you are able to hear the reasons behind the decision, why do you think with VAR we are not in that situation yet? Do you think it's because in many ways it is still in its infancy?
Well, this is my problem. This is my issue. So we in the football industry have picked up VAR, something that's been used for 10 years plus in other sports, in other countries, in this country as well. And we've tried to make something completely unique to ourselves. But instead of using something that's already tried and tested, why complicate something that doesn't need complicating? Right. And that was my frustration. We could have easily picked up the VAR styles that they use in rugby very, very easily. They break it down almost immediately. The referees converse with each other so that everybody can hear what's going on when the decision's being made, why it's been made. Keep it simple. Yeah. Keep it simple. Don't be a smart. Don't try and do something that's a little bit different, a little bit unique because you want to be different and unique. No. If you've got something that works, use it.
As a rugby league fan, I've seen it for, as Beck said there, over a decade, work very well in rugby league. And you don't always have to agree with the decision. You might disagree with, what the subjective interpretation of the laws. You might disagree with the video referee. But when you hear him explain how he's come to that decision, it at least removes the element of bias, the conspiratorial angle. It removes the idea of you go, I just don't understand how he's got there. And therefore, I am now not only annoyed at the decision, but I'm annoyed at the institution as a whole. It's far easier to just go, okay, I don't agree with him, but I see how he's got there. And that's just a difference of opinion. That's a whole different thing. And I don't know why football hasn't started with that and hasn't immediately brought that in.
Listening on together.
While we're waiting for Jermaine to rejoin us, let's talk about our last league game, which feels like forever ago now. The 3-1 win over Burnley. And I tell you what, Matt, after that game, there was such a good feeling, wasn't there? Were you at that game?
No, I didn't make it. I wasn't able to get out because I was sort of not quite. We'd sort of formed a bubble with my family over Christmas, so I wasn't really able to get out to the game. But I was able to see it. Yeah. Even
from that embrace, the Marcelo Bielsa hug, which anybody would want to be on the receiving end of that. I don't know how long
it was. A while, wasn't it?
I watched it on. Oh, it was amazing, wasn't it? It was lovely. And things felt good, didn't they, after that performance?
Yeah, completely. It obviously eased a tremendous amount of pressure after the weeks that we'd had. And I don't just mean results either. I mean, just in terms of the injuries that we've been picking up and the overall feeling of, I don't want to say negativity, but it's more of you get into a rut of what next? We've been on the arse end of such bad luck over the last couple of months that you just start to think, well, where's the good coming from? Is there going to be any light at the end of this tunnel? So just that alone was a huge relief to get the 3 points. Through the prism of relegation, it's invaluable. To get that 3-point cushion over Burnley. But crucially, I think it was just the way that we played, honestly. we just looked good. And, considering the injuries that we have got and still had in that game, it was really nice to see us looking as strong and as a team as we did, and everything that Burnley tried to do to frustrate us and to try and break that cohesion down in the second half. I thought we met it really well, whether it was the substitutions, whether it was the players themselves. I just think that we just played that game really to a T. And again, with the free kick that went in, which shouldn't have even been a free kick, and then it's a bloody worldie out of nowhere, and you go, God, it's another bit of bad luck. What else is going to come? So to pick ourselves up off the canvas and go and score 2 more, all that just shows, I think, that okay, we might still be getting bad luck, but we've got the strength of character to fight out the other side of it.
Jermaine, what did you think of that game?
I thought it was brilliant. I thought it was a great reaction, bouncing back obviously from those 3 defeats. The first one against Chelsea, we were hard done by. Man City was Man City. Arsenal are on the up, and you're playing against a team like Burnley, and you're expecting and hoping for a positive result and a good performance. And I think we saw that. When they got the equaliser, Cornet, I think his name is.
Cornet,
what a player he is, by the way. He's so clever. So when they got the equaliser, there was a part of me that was a bit concerned, just basing it off the games prior to what we had. But all things considered, I think the response was excellent. Stewie Dallas popped up with another lovely goal as well, caressed it in with the inside of his left foot. Which is becoming a little bit of a trademark for Stewie, isn't it? And I think it was Dan James got the final goal. It was brilliant. Obviously, just set us up really, really well. I'm more than happy, over the moon.
Jermaine keeps dipping in and out, but it is time for Moment of the Week with Boost Drinks. So, Matt, this is a lot of pressure on you, because you're going to have to select the winner if he doesn't return. You're going to have to pick the winner of the crate of Boost Drinks. Are you up for that? Can you do that?
Well, I'll have to, won't I? I'll just have to be like a Leeds player, and I'll have to just soldier on.
Proud of you. Proud of you. Right. We haven't had an episode for a few weeks. And do you know what? Loads of you have flagged this on Twitter. So apologies if you've been worried about where the lads have been, but literally was just a Christmas break. We are back. Some belting suggestions that have come in for Moment of the Week with Boost. Andrea Childs has tweeted for her Moment of the Week. She says, this is good. I wish Jermaine was here for this one. Jermaine Beckford pulling up the Kidderminster player live on Football Focus for his United comment. That'll be Leeds United. Very good, that, Jermaine. He wasn't going to let that slide, was he?
Very good. Excellent. I mean, it's our mantra, isn't it, on this show? We finally, I think we've drilled it into Pat. So now Bex is going further afield and drilling it into Kidderminster players.
Oh, I think he might have just joined us.
Yes, smirk on his face. I think he caught that.
We salute you for that, Bex. Andrea Childs has got in touch to put you forward for Moment of the Week.
It's true though, isn't it? Let's be honest.
True. It's true. Now if we can just get all the commentators and pundits to do it and all, we might actually get somewhere.
It's tough, mate. It's tough. I'm doing the best that I can though, guys
you are.
And girls. So just know that whenever I hear it, it will be picked up and I will be saying something.
Very good.
We appreciate you, Bex. We appreciate you. Lee Stonewell has also been in touch to say, we lost the game, but it was great to see some of our youngsters get a chance against West Ham. For me, Leo Helder was the pick of the bunch. What a superb debut. Again, very good point, Lee. And we touched on that, didn't we, Matt, when Jermaine was moving around the house trying to get some Wi-Fi. But the youth that have been given the opportunity, haven't looked out of place.
Yeah.
Have they?
And that was pretty much West Ham's first team we were played against there. And they can count themselves quite. Obviously, it ended up being 2-0 with that last minute kind of thing as we were pushing everyone forward. But they can count themselves pretty lucky to go through there.
Absolutely, and loads of you have been in touch. Obviously, it's a little bit late. It's not this week, but you've suggested Bielsa's hug with his assistant Pablo when that third goal went in against Burnley, which was outstanding, wasn't it? But boys, who is your winner? Are we going with Lee Stonewell? Or are we going with Andrea Childs?
I'll leave this one up to you, Matty, mate. You decide.
Oh, will you now? As much as it absolutely pains me to say, Andrea, I think we're going to have to send you some boost drinks. Care of Jermaine Beckford. God.
Oh, yes. Congrats.
Well, does that mean we have to send you boost drinks as well, Jermaine, because you were the subject of it?
Hey, listen, I'll take them and I will donate them to our number 2, whoever wins, whoever finishes second.
Yeah,
so
there
I'll
you go.
do that. So
Andrew
everybody's
will
a
get
winner.
the first player's boost drinks. Bex will get them because he's the subject, and he's going to very kindly donate them to Lee for his moment of the week.
Indeed.
Man of the people. Thank you very much, Jermaine Beckford.
This is the official Leeds United podcast.